Good morning. Now we're going to talk about data-driven instruction. And basically there are 4 elements in the data-driven instruction module. And by the way, you can follow this presentation with the PDF file on our website. Those 4 elements, first of all, are data-driven culture. The second, assessments. The third, analysis. And the last, action. Let's talk about each of these DDI, or data-driven instruction elements, in more detail. First of all, culture is critical in any setting. And in a school or district, a data-driven culture is one where people make decisions and take actions based on data. Not based on mental models or preconceived notions or opinions, but rather raw, hard, empirical data. In addition, in a data-driven culture, there's a recognition that people need opportunities to develop mastery and confidence. And so there's sustained professional development. And that professional development is, of course, targeted towards using data to make good decisions. And that would include understanding how to analyze the data, as well as how to create action plans to pursue courses of action to remediate or address the areas of weakness. And most importantly, in a data-driven culture, there's a sense of academic optimism. Toy, Harder, and Hoy describe that as basically a culture where people are optimistic about the capacities of their students, of the community, and of one another. And that's critically important in a data-driven culture. The second element is interim assessments. Basically, what are you going to use? What measures are you going to use on a 6 to 8 week interval basis to look at how the students are performing? Now, some of the characteristics of interim assessments are, one, they're common. In other words, everyone within the grade level or within the subject area gives the same assessment. The second piece is that they reflect the curriculum of that 6 to 8 week time period that they are measuring. In addition, for maintenance of learning, that's some old Madeline Hunter stuff, we also bring prior concepts from earlier in the year so that we maintain that, that understanding, and we look to see how students are holding that learning. So when you're building a common interim assessment, you're going to have your curriculum app in one hand, and you're going to have your team of colleagues at the table building those questions. Unless you choose to use an outside vendor, in which case you want to be sure that that vendor has questions that are rigorous and that reflect the curriculum of that 6 to 8 week time period and will best prepare children for success on the state assessments. The third element is turnaround. When you conduct the interim assessment and all children go in and they take that test, within 48 hours, those results need to be back in the hands of teachers. And there needs to be time for the teachers to analyze those results, to identify the strengths and weaknesses in items, in different areas of content, and to get a better grasp of where individual student strengths and weaknesses are, as well as class and grade level or department strengths and weaknesses are. This is also an important time for teachers to dialogue, to inquire, to figure out what's going on within our curriculum, to celebrate what is working, and also to explore things that can alleviate things that aren't working. And last but not least is the action plan. This is where each individual teacher builds a plan of action that will address the areas of weakness. And that plan of action will target individual students that are not at level, as well as the class as a whole. And in that action plan, there are targets that are measurable. And as a result, action plans need to be monitored by colleagues as well as administrators. What gets measured gets done. And so it is with data-driven instruction. There are 3 important deliverables in Race to the Top. And of the 3, data-driven instruction, to me, seems to be the one that has or holds the greatest potential to really transform how we do things in this business of education. And when I look at the 31 districts within our region, we have varying levels of expertise in this important area. So stay tuned for more information on data-driven instruction.